when he said to us that he will not eat of the fruit of the vine until he sits with us at the supper table when he receives us into his kingdom. This for me is a reflection of that celebration when Jesus says, "Come, you faithful servant, you have been faithful with little, I will make you steward over much." And I know many of these young people will be happy to know that even when you celebrate here, that Jesus is waiting to celebrate with you.
Yes.
Well, young people, it's our time
Today.
and not tomorrow. This is to remind you that your future is not tomorrow, your future is today. Take your future into your hands, because this is what God wants for you to do. That we celebrate you, we look forward to seeing you succeed in your life and do greater things that God has in store for you.
Traveling the world, meeting new places and new people, and collecting memories. Doesn't that sound like the dream life of every young man and woman? Well, this is exactly what the canvassing work is about. However, this attractive headline is not what is inspiring many students around the world to engage in this work. Still living when the first student literature evangelists appeared, Ellen G. White gave counsel, encouragement, and a long list of benefits that the youth would get by enrolling as student colporteurs. She saw the canvassing work as a learning experience, full of opportunities to share God's love through personal testimony. You see, canvassing is not about the canvassers seeking something for themselves. It is about the canvassers seeking others for God's kingdom. Each day they meet dozens of people, many of whom are facing trials and spiritual challenges. And through the influence of a Christian student and literature, many people request Bible studies and eventually come to the church and get baptized. Today there are many thousands of young people involved in literature evangelism every year. This army of students meets more than 5 million people face-to-face yearly. The impact of a Christian young person on a non-believer is so powerful that only in eternity will the results of this ministry be revealed. Canvassing can be one of the richest.
As mentioned earlier, this is a collaborative venture between 3 departments: publishing, youth, and education. Earlier, we heard from Pastor Busi Kumalo in the youth department on his experience as a colporteur. And we just heard from Pastor Apola and Pastor Maroney on the history and the current state of student literature evangelism. Coming up next, we'll hear from Dr. Julian Melgosa from the GC Education Department.
Hello, my name is Julian Melgosa, and I represent the Education Department at the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. We are joining forces together, several departments, together with publishing, youth, education, to support you who are doing canvassing work, and we want you to succeed. One of the areas in which I personally am supporting you is that of preparing books. I write some of the books for canvassing. This has been very helpful because I have gotten to know people and I have listened to their experiences and noticed how they are well trained. There are places where you are being trained as a literature evangelist, and you will develop skills that will be very useful to do your work. And while you are training, you are also learning about the great task of evangelism. You will be sharing your faith with people as you open those books and talk to them. This is a very